Well, greetings, fellow wanderers. Tiki here.
Jacob Wile, too.
And welcome to Wandering Over Yonder, the show where I already forgot the tagline, if we even had a tagline. Jacob, do we have a tagline for this?
I don't recall one.
I think it's literally just greetings, fellow wanderers. So I apologize, folks. So, folks, it's been a couple weeks since we've done these Wander Over Yonder vlogs. I was in Disneyland, and then there's been a crap ton of Steven Universe coming out that Dragon and I have had to review. Star versus the Force of Evil has taken the attention of Jacob and I for a while.
Except this isn't as long as those ones.
Right. And of course, Wander Over Yonder, it is a series that has already ended. The point of this show here is to kind of go back through the series now that it's a complete package. And Jacob, obviously, I am the novice to this show. I am the one who's only seen each episode up to the current one that we're actually reviewing. I'm going through these in order as we review them, much like Doug Walker in his Adventure Time vlogs. And you are the expert, sir. You are the one who has seen all of Wander Over Yonder.
Yep.
Okay, so we don't have much time tonight, but let's I just wanted to get this out this weekend because it's been a couple weeks since we've done one of these. Let's talk about the next episode on our docket entitled The Prisoner. Jacob, I gotta say, this episode really reminds me of one of the last episodes we reviewed, which is The Pet, because essentially it's kind of like Wander wanders onto a ship, he causes all kinds of hijinks, and then Sylvia has to save him. I don't know. It just there's an air of familiarity about it. Am I just crazy with that?
Well, if you notice, it's like a lot different than has a very different focus in The Pet. If you remember, the episode more focuses on Peepers than it does Wander.
That's true. But this episode, we also get a lot of Peepers action, and Peepers is kind of slowly coming around on me. I mean, honestly, the one time that Peepers annoys me, Jacob, is his laugh, because his laugh is just like Tom Kenny doesn't do a lot to distinguish the Peepers laugh from the SpongeBob laugh. But other than that, I think Peepers is a pretty funny character. Probably not the most complex character. But anyways, let's speaking of that laugh is what opens the episode. Peepers is just kind of like openly mocking Commander Hater, or I'm sorry, not Lord Hater.
Lord Hater.
Commander Peepers. So Lord Hater is kind of warning Peeper, like, Wanders is a sly, cunning, and crafty genius. He's the only threat to my power. And then we see like a fun little montage of Hater, like with a bunch of these kind of like Infinity Gauntlet style like objects of power. Finally, I have the power crystal.
And Wander.
Eat.
And Wander.
Butterfingers.
Wander interrupts.
Finally, I have the lost ring of power.
Yep. And Wander breaks it.
And then he has this giant flaming sword, and then Wander throws water on him, because he cares. He's like, oh, you're on fire. Let me help you with that.
Yep.
So, again, this is a fun little running gag of the show. It's like, don't underestimate Wander, even though Wander is just totally oblivious to the fact that he's even Hater's arch enemy to begin with, which is a really fun dynamic going in. Okay, so Hater goes into his torture room.
Yep, he has a torture room.
Oh God! So Commander Peepers is
later on. He actually makes a torture mega mix.
Oh God! Yep. Yeah. Commander Peepers is on the hunt for Wander.
He finds Wander and Sylvia sleeping on a planet.
And this is the most easy kidnapping ever.
Yep, it's like, hey, you want to come in? Yeah.
I don't even think he asked, you want to come in? He's just like, hey.
And then he just walks in.
And then we get the title card.
The Prisoner.
Oh, that was so hard. Oh, that's not going to be easy. He's a tricky one. He's kind of mocking Hater.
Yep, and then he's like, and then he does the whole thing charged. It's actually not really something that's brought up a lot. It's just something that still there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
It's not something that's brought up a lot in the episodes, though.
Sure.
I mean, anyways. He never really tries to contest for power.
You're right.
Even in the second season, he takes takes command, but he never really tries to, like, become in charge, take over Lord Hate or anything like that.
So Hater calls Peeper, and
Actually, yeah, Peepers calls Hater.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
He calls Hater, trying to tell him, like, yeah, I got him, easy and all that. He looks down and realizes Wander is gone.
Oh, that's okay, sir. I'll bring him to you right away. Minor setback. And then he hangs up the phone and just blows up. I gotta say, like, Peepers, when he's losing his temper, is like the funnest his character gets. And I assume that the whole point is he kind of has a short temper.
He's about as short as he is.
Right. And the gag is that he's like trying to keep it together. He's trying to be like this really good servant to Hater, but no.
He's like, no, he's not. He's not a clever genius. I can actually do a pretty good impression.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
He's like, right. He is not a slight genius.
So let's see. So Wander is just really, really impressed with the ship.
Like, this is amazing. What is that? That's awesome.
Oh, God. And then he just shakes hand with Peepers like, hi, friend. Thanks for inviting me on our ship. Catch you later. No, it's I who shall catch you. Commander Peepers. So then we get a fun little chase. They're going through a bunch of death traps down a spiral slide,
which is very Looney Tunes-esque.
Yes, very much so. This whole show, again, if there's one comparison I can make, and this is a very flattering comparison, it feels like Warner Brothers Looney Tunes, but with a very loose story to it, which I really appreciate.
Well, Warner Brothers cartoons the earlier cartoons really aren't known for their stories.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like with this, it's like they're putting in a little bit of continuity, but still, it's a lot of just really, really fun Warner Brothers style shenanigans. The character of Wander himself, to me, is almost kind of like the Animaniacs back in the 90s were kind of like the 90s equivalent of like the embodiment of Warner Brothers and the spirit of Warner Brothers. And I feel like Wander, ironically enough, in spite of the fact that he's technically a Disney character, you know what I mean? He very much represents the Warner Brothers sensibility.
Well, that's one thing that you can take from there too. I mean, sure, they introduced more of an arc in the second season.
Right, okay.
But he pretty much maintains the same, and the main focus of the show is like always believe in people, never lose hope, and all that. And always look on the brighter side of life.
Yeah, I gotta go pretty soon because shit's kind of going down. Like, so let's see. Let's wrap this up.
That's the main focus of the entire show, really.
Right. So let's see. So Peepers, so Wander wanders into this room with all these caged monsters. He's just like, oh, well, I'm going to take 1 star off of my 5-star review. These accommodations are lousy.
After getting a speeding ticket and all that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Peepers does get a speeding ticket. Right.
Yeah, he finds the ship. You think Hater would notice at that point something was going on?
And then Peepers turns on the anti-gravity and
actually, that was Wander again. He was like, he found the anti-gravity.
He's like, never mind. 5-star review, revoked. Best ship ever.
And then Peepers gets mauled by the animals.
Right. Okay, let's see. So Wander is like pushing a bunch of buttons to the Muffin Man theme.
And pushes and teleports Peepers out into space.
Right.
Where's eye inflates.
And then Hater calls Peepers. What's all that screaming, Commander Peepers? You better not be torturing him without me. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. So just really quick going through the rest of it. Wanders.
He discovers the most important, the most amazing thing in the ship. It has a food court?
Yes. I love how all the
like the most amazing
kind of casually eating lunch, and then Peepers is the only one who cares.
Yep.
Then Peepers, lots of stuff goes in his eye. Hot sauce, lemon juice, and pepper, all in Peepers' eye. Yeah.
Which would be very painful considering he's a being that's entirely a walking eye. Right.
Okay, so so then Wander decides to go into the uncharted territory, the place where no one else must go. What is the forbidden room from Beauty and the Beast, Jacob? Is that the East Wing?
West Wing and Beauty and the Beast. It's the West
The
Wing.
West Wing. Okay, yeah. It's the forbidden room. It's Lord Hader's bedroom. Oh God! And of course, Peeper does not want Wander to go in there. So,
Nope.
First of all, I love how Lord Hader has a waterbed. You know what that reminds me of, Jacob?
What?
Fucking random observation, but it reminds me of a Goofy movie.
Yeah, I can
The
see
waterbeds at the motel.
Yeah, I can see that.
Anyways, so
not to mention he has a disco ball and a video.
right, exactly. And some
video,
under the sea motifs, like some fish decor.
and not to mention a video of himself working out.
Yes. We see Hader kind of like lifting weights.
Even Wander's like, what?
Okay. Like Wander is a man who is just impressed with anything and everything, and even that throws him off.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's a good observation. That even that throws him off.
Right. So Peepers is chasing Wander yet again, and then he grabs a ray gun. He's like, "What are you doing, Peepers? Commander Peepers!"
Let's get the fact that with Wander playing with the remotes, he grabs onto the self-destruct button.
Right. And then Sylvia finally comes in.
At this point, it seemed at the point where he grabs the self-destruct button, it seems like Wander's definitely trolling Commander Peepers.
Exactly. Yeah, I could see that.
Like he knows it's a self-destruct button. He's like running backwards, like holding it in front of him and like smiling.
Also, I love how Peepers. We kind of skipped over this a little bit, but Peepers is trying to shoot Wander, but then Wander is always chasing after the red dot from his gun.
Yep. Like he's like a cat or something.
Okay, so episode ends with
throws him into a cell, and then Sylvia knocks him out.
Yep. Sylvia, I'm so glad you're here. This ship is amazing.
Peepers lands on the self-destruct button, which sends the ship into self-destruct mode.
And then Hader shows up, and I love this. Like Peepers is just begging for Hader to say the command that releases the ship from self-destruct. Sir, I'm begging you, say it. It's a Monday, sir. You know how Mondays are. I was wrong. You were right. And then what is the code word? What is the code word?
Lord Hader, #1 superstar.
Yes. And so the episode ends with Lord Hader blasting Peepers to smithereens, and that's it. That's the prisoner. So, Jacob, I apologize. There's like other stuff going on in the other room, so I wasn't like fully on my A game for this one, but I liked it a lot. I've seen like stills of the next episode that we have, and I'm very anxious to get to that. But
which is.
The next episode is the bad guy, I believe.
Yep.
And I just see, like, I've seen stills of Wander as said bad guy, and it looks hilarious.
Oh, yeah, like, he takes his bad guy persona too far.
Right. So I can't wait to see that. But, no, I like this episode a lot. Maybe not as good as something like, again, I think still the gold standard for me, just based on the very limited amount of episodes I've had, is The Good Deed. I think The Good Deed is definitely the best episode so far in the series, just like I said, based on the very beginning of it. But still, this is a very good episode. Really good stuff for Peepers. Some good development for Hader, kind of getting into a little bit of Hader's quirks in a way. And overall, fun time. What are your final thoughts?
It definitely, like, finally gets the time for Commander Peepers to shine. That was definitely a good highlight to see. I mean, you really don't see Tom Kenny get angry a lot, and that's definitely a way to show that he has quite a range other than.
Right. Exactly.
Definitely shows that he can definitely get into an angry range. Definitely shows he has more range than just SpongeBob or just his normal voice.
Totally.
I mean, you can tell it's SpongeBob. You can tell it's far enough from SpongeBob.
Like I said, the only time when I watch Peepers that I like actively think of SpongeBob is with the laugh. That's like the only time that it kind of pulls me out. But It's fine. It's fine. Overall, really good episode. Can't wait to get into the next one. Thank you for joining me, Jacob, and thank you all for watching. I'm sorry that we haven't gotten these up more frequently. We've just had a lot of stuff going on the channel, finishing up Christmas in July. Lots of stuff, but hopefully we should get these out at a quicker volume now that July's over and we don't have that kind of looming over our heads. So,
yep.
I guess without further ado, later, haters.